Right, we are live. Thank you so much, Ricardo. Oh, please.
That's a good start.
Fred, for saying yes to this very unexpected invitation, I suppose, right?
Yes, indeed.
I'm sure the last thing you were expecting was your ex, very beloved Lindaschool to invite you for an interview.
Yeah, I actually wasn't expecting that you would start this stream of interviews. So yeah, I kind of agree.
Right. So, Fred, can we start by? Can you please briefly introduce yourself? So I just say 2 or 3 things about you that that I find really interesting. One of them is that Frederico Montes. So Fred was our student around 10 years ago.
Yes, 10 to 11 years ago.
So I remember when he was there, and he was my student towards the end. And so I remember his vivacious presence in the classroom, always ready to intervene and comment and fool around. And
Definitely, all the
now
time.
you're sort of really like you've turned into a VIP guy. So, you still sort of like it looks like, and your curriculum is wow. I'm so happy to see how everything has rolled out, and you've evolved in the field that you actually wanted to. So, and which you will tell us about. But yeah, it's sort of like, now you wear a tie and stuff like that, and sort of you do, don't you?
I
No,
do
not
wear
really.
professional shirts, but ties I still don't.
Not ties,
Only
not
if it's
ties.
a very special occasion. No ties.
Right. So, Fred, can you please kick in and sort of tell us all about you?
Well, let's see. Indeed, I was a student at Lindaschool 10 to 11 years ago. I went to university where I did chemical engineer, and then I went for a PhD, always traveling around whenever I had the chance. And right now, I decided to take a new challenge, to head to a new challenge, and I moved back to Portugal to work as a scientist in a
Wow.
pharmaceutical. Uh, Now, you actually said about me that I was a goofy student, right?
Yeah.
Well, something new for you. I'm still a goofy character right now.
Oh,
Except that,
good. I'm so happy about that.
except that now I have to know when actually to stop. Sometimes, but just sometimes.
So you
Just sometimes.
recognize you didn't before.
But I knew I was. I mean, both things don't have to be split apart. I was goofy and at the same time a devoted student, so I actually
Oh,
worked hard for improving and for getting good grades in anything I do. Did,
yeah.
but I don't have to split the things apart. You just have to
So
know
you wouldn't be
when
where
not
you
to stop.
are now if you weren't a hardworking student, obviously.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And also, if I tried, I wouldn't be here. Maybe if I tried to hide the fact that I was just very, very outgoing and laughing all the time, and just trying to release the how can I say, the pressure and the strictness of the things around, like the classes and so on. So just
Yeah.
easygoing all the time, and I keep
The
doing the same.
reason why I chose to mention that as a beginning is exactly to bring about the next question that I would like to ask, which is, in what way is being like you are, like a very kind of joyful kind of guy, who really, oh, my computer is sort of speaking to me. I don't know why. Anyway, goofy moment. So, in what way does that help you with your success?
Well, I cannot say it really helps, but it doesn't hinder my success or the working hard towards it. But in many, many occasions, like dealing with really hard challenges through my career, either for the PG or for dealing with a hard discussion, hard criticism from professors or coworkers or anything, it eases the stress, the tension so much. Just to take it in a easier way, light way, and just throw a lightweighted joke on the scenario itself, or just instead of having to give a criticism to my students, for instance, I mean, let's ease it and just let it go, relax, and just make fun of the situation. Say next time we'll do better. Next time we'll do better.
So now you're teaching.
I had to teach in
So what
during my
in what
PhD
field?
studies. Chemical engineer, actually. I had to take I think 3 master students for. I was teaching mathematics and also chemical engineer related studies. And also I was a volunteer in Denmark teaching English, helping people to speak English and Spanish and Portuguese.
Whoa, that's brilliant.
Yes.
Wow, so the tables have
Now,
turned. So how did you feel as a teacher?
here's the thing I need to stress out. I was not explaining proper grammar or pronunciation. As you can see, I still haven't mastered that field at all. But I tried. Linda can say I've improved. I'm pretty sure Linda can say I've improved.
You're speaking perfect English.
Give me more 5. But it really felt like it really felt helpful, and I was very pleased to see that people were slowly grasping and easing the tension, because the only thing I was doing was actually forcing them to speak. And here he goes, actually being a goofy character was it really is the fact that strangers, people that I have never met before, they never heard of me, just sit at my table, and I have to break the ice somehow and make them speak. And trying to correct them by not correcting them too much. So that actually hinders their progress. Let them speak, let them make mistakes, and pick the bigger ones and start correcting them step by step, and then ask them to speak more and more and more. And suddenly.
And does that happen also did that happen in your teaching of maths and mechanical engineering and all that?
Was slightly different, because there I had to be slightly more strict, a bit more professional. Mistakes, I could not forgive mistakes that easily, right? I mean, it's sweat on the training grounds, his blood saved in the battlefield, right? And they had to do an exam with me, so I was not going to be a very nice person by the end. A very nice profession. So it's going to be hard at the end. Let me help you as much as I can.
Yeah.
And let's see what we can do together. So.
Right. Yeah. So, like when you had to become a teacher yourself, what were the things you remembered from teachers that you had at school and at Lindaschool, of course, as well? But throughout your life, what did the teachers that you had before? Which examples did you get for yourself that you used in your own teaching?
Well, I learned to respect the fact that you were very, very patient. All of you, very, very patient. I'm pretty sure that when you were my teachers, when you were teaching us, not me particularly, but us as a class, English, I'm pretty sure there were moments you were like, why am I standing here? Why am I wasting my time here? Or something like that. Or just, is there a rope around so I can hang myself? There were those moments. And I also felt, so I was like, okay, maybe I should respect them more the next time. Or in the future, if I actually have my kids there in that school, just tell them, be respectful to them because your father wasn't. Something like that. Now, there was one moment, not one moment, there was one class that I wanted to find a way to implement a teaching system that you actually had in the school, but I just couldn't find a way. I wanted to introduce my students to my best friend in the school of all time, Derek. Do you remember?
No,
that
from puppet, that
yes.
Yeah.
The plush toy, the doll, the donkey doll. Yes. So when
I remember him.
It was my best friend. I wanted to implement something like that at a certain point, but it was to evaluate how can I handle an extra task to a student based on mistakes or misbehaving that I have, because it's not the same thing. Like in our classes, we would if we would speak Portuguese, if we spoke Portuguese during the classes, we would get a donkey, and then on the next class, 1 minute, we would have to make a speech. You know, that kind of
that concept.
Yes, that was
not a punishment, but sort of a challenge.
Well, I think most people would take it as a punishment. I just took it as a way of making people laugh. At a certain point, it was like, just give me the doll. I'll do it again next class.
I'll do it anyway.
I'll do it. And I wanted to implement that actually with mistakes related to the classes I was giving, more in project design, but I just couldn't find a way of being fair, because I mean it's the last class they have before handing the thesis, so it cannot be a very relaxed way. It's a class that people have to do mistakes. They do mistakes. It's part of it. So there's really not a fair way of implementing it.
Yeah.
But until the very end, I actually tried to find a way that I could then tell my colleagues to implement for the next year.
To use.
Yes. And I left the idea there, but I don't believe they will implement it though. It's a
maybe at a university level, it's sort of a little bit harder to implement certain things, but not that they wouldn't work out, but you need to find a way.
Also, if we had actually the same exact concepts with Eric in my master, when I was a master student, I'm pretty sure some of my professors would be the ones to take Derek home when they had to speak English. So no, it wouldn't work in university, I'll tell you. But I miss that concept. I swear.
Okay, so Derek was your favorite buddy at Lindaschool.
Yes, definitely. We were inseparable. Twice a week.
Great. It's interesting because when you said Derek, I couldn't remember what you were talking about, and then I remembered. Oh yeah, the donkey, of course.
The previous name was Fred, and it was a flamingo. But Emma was such a heartwarming person that she's just like, I'm going to have a student that is Fred. I cannot have a plush doll that is named Fred. Let me get a donkey.
Oh, isn't that nice? Yeah, you see.
Well,
you couldn't call the donkey Fred. I mean, it wouldn't make sense.
That would be perfect. I mean, I guarantee you, I would have that donkey every class. If they were Fred and Fred.
Fred and Fred would have been fun.
Yes.
Okay, so I usually ask, other than, so I suppose the English that you learned at Lindaschool has made a big difference in your life.
Definitely, it has.
Didn't you do a certificate in advanced English?
That's the thing. I didn't help me out because I don't remember the names of the exam. So I did the first certificate. And then
you did the following one, right?
No.
You didn't do the exam. You only came to the classes.
You see, that was probably my biggest mistake. Not because it wasn't really my fault. It was I started at Lindaschool 1 year later. So I even had 2 years of intensive English to try to catch up, but I did not.
To catch up. Yeah.
Yes. So I started university on the same year that I would prepare for
that you do certificate in advanced English.
Yes. So, for instance, when I had to go to Erasmus, they actually asked for the proficiency
Advanced
certificate.
English.
Advanced, exactly, that one.
Advanced English, yeah.
And I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I had oral evaluation with a professor from my university and one from the University of Ljubljana to see if I was able to catch up with them.
Of course.
I mean, let's just say that actually my English was way better than them. I couldn't understand anything what he was saying from Ljubljana because his accent was so Russian. It was so difficult to understand. And the professor here from technical was well, it was okay, but it wasn't that advanced. So just let's stop.
Yeah,
no
good,
problem.
great.
I would be prepared for the exam.
Because your English is really, that's it. That's the thing. You could have done it and could do it whenever you really want because you're fluent and it would be good. Right. So
but let me tell that it was an accent problem.
Yeah. Oh, but now you don't have that problem. So I was going to ask, other than the English, which obviously has had a very big influence in your path, and especially in science, it's super, super relevant. But other than that, do you consider that there were any soft skills or any other kind of skills that you brought with you from Lindaschool, because you were with us for quite a lot of years?
Mm-hmm. Soft skills. I mean, yes, especially with you and Linda, responsibility in terms of handing homework on time. There was a lot of punishment that when you didn't hand on time.
Yeah, well, you basically had to do it sooner or later.
Yes, and if you didn't, you had to do extra work.
Yeah.
I learned that, especially when I was finishing my master thesis in the 1 or 2 years in the PG. Yes, that actually came handy. Just thinking about the responsibility,
the consequences of not being responsible.
Yes, on that one at least, and also promising to deliver work. I mean, I wasn't always the best one on that, I admit. But that actually came in handy. Also, the fact that compared to other teaching environments, let's say Lindaschool, a language school, of course, and college, university, further university, the environment is actually less stressful than college and university. But the amount of work actually can be sometimes it can be way more than the university one, and I did not felt it.
Yeah,
that's the thing, because it's way less stressful. It's easy to socialize with your colleagues, and even when we misbehave, you understand, and you, of course, then you have to tell us to stop
do something about it.
That helps.
Of course.
Yes, of course, of course. But that helps. And just the interaction, the way you make us have short conversations with one another, and sometimes out of improvisation, that actually helps to break the ice a lot of times.
Even in other situations, non-related.
In a lot of
afterwards, right?
Especially outside of Portugal, if you travel, and English is going to be your only way out. I mean, you're more than prepared, especially on improvisation, on just trying to find a friend, just asking for help, for directions, anything. And I mean, of course, English was the language I learned with you, but in other countries, of course.
Yeah, yeah. I usually ask a question, which I'm going to ask you too, because you have apparently, as far as I have gathered, achieved what you set out to do. Like you wanted to do what you have actually done. So the question is, if you were to share a piece of wisdom with other like children and youngsters who are still setting out to achieve their dreams, which piece of wisdom would it be? So what do you
Mm,
feel is key to really achieving what you set out to do?
Well, to start, you need to know what you really want to do or
Mm-hmm.
what you like to do. That's the first step. And it is okay, completely fine to stop for a moment and
Mm-hmm.
to try to find out what you want to do, what you're good to, what are your best skills, which are the ones you have to improve. It's okay to stop. But in the moment you stop, never stop learning, never stop trying new experiences, having new experiences. Find a temporary job, talk with people, go traveling. But it is okay to take a breathe, to breathe. I did that before taking the adventure for the PhD. I
Mm-hmm.
for taking this job I'm working right now as scientist. This one wasn't really planned, but still. And that time was actually precious to understand
Mm-hmm.
that not I never thought that I could do it. I for some
Mm-hmm.
time I thought that I wanted to do it, but
Ah,
I understand. Yeah, that was the thing. I knew I could, but did I want to? So it was
yeah,
okay. Stop. But in the meantime, I was
right.
still talking with other professors. I was
Mm-hmm.
going to help them with some project and still trying to
Mm-hmm.
find out. That is the
Mm-hmm.
best thing I have to say. Stop. And
Yeah, and it's
if
very
if you need
precious
to,
because
please.
people usually do not stop.
Depends. I mean, in Denmark, when I was working, actually having a gap here, for instance, between high school and university, or after high school, let's say, it's
Oh,
a
there
pretty
it's
common thing.
normal, not in Portugal. That's what I mean. I mean in
Yes.
Portugal.
No, I'm not saying
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
take a gap here, but it is okay for you to
Mm-hmm.
take, I don't know, to choose a certain course in university the first year, and you discover that that is not the thing you want to do, and then just change. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay. You did
Yeah, it's
not,
okay. It's
we did
not
not
the
lose the
end of
year.
the world.
No, we
Yeah.
did not lose the year. You actually found out that that is
Mm-hmm.
the thing you don't want to do. It's better than actually
Yeah,
following
yeah.
just the path, that path, and just end up doing
Yeah.
working or doing something you
And
don't want to
being
do forever.
unhappy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
unfulfilled.
even that time that you were doing with that year, you always learn things, whatever it is. You always learn something.
Yes, and not only by books. Sometimes only by talking with people,
Yeah,
experiencing
yeah.
a new temporary job, helping others, just finding out.
Yeah,
I mean,
people
I went to coach.
actually, there's so many voluntary projects nowadays all over the
Yes,
world and in Portugal as well that that could also be super helpful to decide and define what to do.
and traveling was never that easy as it is today. Well, not right now, but
Not right now,
traveling,
yeah.
not right now, but going for other cultures, stepping further than our frontiers, it's way easier than it was
Hmm.
10, 20 years ago. So just take it,
So,
do it.
in the current situation, since traveling is not necessarily like for these months, and we don't know until when, is not that easy. What would you sort of do? You have some piece of advice as to how to get the benefit of eventually contacting other cultures without traveling?
Well, I don't really know because I haven't searched for it. I'm in touch with a lot of friends around, mostly Europe, some in the
Mm-hmm.
States and Thailand as well. And I try to talk with them once a month or so that I don't lose the hang of English mostly. That's the
Mm-hmm.
thing I'm most afraid. Now I speak Portuguese most of the time.
Yeah.
But I know that there are online groups like chat rooms and
Mm-hmm.
so on of people trying to have just normal conversations, like a day-to-day, a daily activity of going to the cafe and talking with each
Mm-hmm.
person.
Mm-hmm.
And is not the same as traveling, but it is a way
Mm-hmm.
of starting to meet people, talking with them, and easing the stress, the tension that is going around. That's one.
Yeah.
I was part of one of those when I was in Belgium for one
Mm.
internship I was doing there because I didn't know anyone there. So I was trying to find new people to go out and so on. I started that way. It was just actually it's a common thing. It's called meetups or something. That's a way of doing it. What else can you do? I mean, I know a lot of people that took this opportunity, let's call it, to improve other skills on a very level. New languages. A lot of friends actually started learning coding, like computer coding, computer skills.
Oh yeah.
That was actually amazing. And
So there's so many things you can do if not traveling. I remember here there is also something which can be very useful, which is getting an accountability partner. So having someone either in your own field of work or someone who sort of relates to you in some area that you pursue, and sort of you meet up online virtually or whatever once a week or every other week to check out, to see how each one is doing, what's going on with your work or whatever. And that really helps a lot. Also to sort of keep on track. And if for instance you have a project going on or something and the other person has a different kind of project, you don't have to be doing the same thing. It's a way of sort of being accountable. So if you have this responsibility that you're going to sort of meet up with someone to check progress, it's not that the person is evaluating you or anything, not at all. It's just as you share things out loud with someone else, you hear yourself as well. And this brings more clarity to whatever you're doing. And it helps you also sort of shift and get on the track you really want to. So an accountability partner can be a good way of practicing English if it's someone who lives in a different country. And of course, as you know, it doesn't need to be in England, because everyone speaks English in general, like in many different countries in the world. And on the other hand, also to sort of help us become more aware of what we're doing and where we want to go.
Have you tried that actually?
It
I
works.
didn't know about that actually. That sounds interesting. I'm just thinking.
Yeah, that's a way. It works very, very well. I've tried it before, and just the fact that you're gonna have to speak to someone about what you've been developing or whatever makes you more responsible and more accountable, and it also helps you sort of improve the way you speak about what you are up to in your life. This also works very well for self-development. So it can be in the field of work, or it can be also for your own knowledge of yourself, of how you feel and all of those things. It can be for different kinds of areas.
It actually sounds very interesting. I'm just imagining meeting another scientist on the same field I'm working with that is just as nuts as I am, and like it has everything to work great, or definitely not. But
who knows then what can come from those meetings, right?
Yeah, the end of the world. Something like that. Something like that, definitely. Just imagine two of me.
Exactly. Two similar guys. Wow. Okay, so is there anything else you'd like to share with us from what what you've experienced so far in your life, where you're at, and all of that?
There is something. I don't know. I mean, regarding English, sometimes I would say that English was my main language a lot of times, because there was a time I forgot how to pronounce certain words in Portuguese. Not pronounce, like how to construct certain phrases in Portuguese. So my Portuguese grammar was terrible. And actually, I was pretty comfortable with it, I have to say, because I had to use English almost every day. And at a certain time, I was like, Linda will be proud of me right now. My mother wouldn't.
I hope she's watching. I hope
like,
she's watching now.
Oh, them. Hello, Linda. Miss you too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure her favorite, the most common sentence she would say to me and also to Nuno Queiroz, which was a colleague of mine, was, "Oh, you naughty boys." A lot of times. And Delia as well. A lot of times. But, I mean, I don't know. Is there a particular event or thing you would like to ask regarding the past?
For instance, now you decided to become a scientist. Interesting thing, because people usually go to become scientists abroad. You did the inverse path, so you came to Portugal.
I came to Portugal actually for personal reasons, and then I saw this opportunity. Actually, a colleague of mine knew the work I was doing, because the PhD is actually being a scientist. So I just continued doing a similar work, now in a slightly different field, just a twitch. But pretty much the same. So I took the chance. I won't say I'm going to stay here forever. I set myself 1 year and then let me evaluate. And let's see. Because I mean, I've been abroad since I was 20. Like at 20 years, I was going abroad at least 3 months a year minimum, in internships, Erasmus, master thesis, everything. And then I went to for PhD, and so for me, it's just natural to go. Actually, and it was unnatural to return. It was weird to return.
Right. In what way is your job fulfilling for you?
Well, I started during the COVID time, so it still is a bit weird, because I haven't met all of my colleagues. I do a lot of home office work, both because I can, both for safety, and even when I'm working on the site, the teams are are changing all the time. So there's like 2 or 3 teams, and they are cycling among them. So it's a bit weird. But there's a thing. There's one thing I love, that is challenging. Really challenging. And the aura, the atmosphere, it's just intense. So everyone works hard and to achieve new results and new ideas and overcome new difficulties and challenges. But at the same time, it's like they're very relaxed on the side, like super friendly, easygoing, young, and I just feel like I'm almost home. I didn't leave university that much, which I have now. At least I have to wear a shirt, but as long as they don't make me wear a tie, I'll go along with the plan.
So even in conferences, tie kind of guy.
No, I don't mind a butterfly or a neck bow tie. It's fine, but not a tie. I just can't. I just feel strangled.
You must write that on your CV, so that sort of.
Yeah, I'll do anything but wear a tie.
Definitely. Anything but wear a tie. That's it.
Weddings have that downside of things. I do.
Well, nowadays you can sort of be quite creative with what you wear, and then be the different guy that shows up at the wedding.
Am I not always, with or without a tie?
Yeah, that's why. So like that, you do it all like inside and outside.
That's a very good idea. Next time I'll try going with the pajamas.
For instance,
I'm pretty sure it's going to be very original.
Yeah, imagine a silk pajama. And
a silk pajama.
Yeah, of course it has to be, of course it has to be according to a wedding. Nice silk pajama.
Ah, okay. I thought I could just take Derek on the front of it.
No. Let's be elegant.
Sure.
No tie.
Why not? Yeah. No try.
And
No
of course, slippers might not be comfortable, but it could be sort of one of those that you slip your foot in completely, like a sort of a trainers.
Yeah, sounds too
Slipper
complicated.
trainers.
Sounds too complicated.
See?
Barefoot.
There you
Barefoot is
are.
fine. Barefoot.
Best.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I'll be invited
Okay,
again.
please send us a photo.
Definitely
so
not.
that we can post it on Lindaschool
Definitely
Facebook
not.
page.
It cannot be. I'll be removed from my mother's will if I ever do something like that. And then I'm giving you a photo, a living proof of that actually happened. I'm sorry, I am nuts. I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. Definitely
You're not that crazy. Oh.
No. I'll just make sure there are no cameras on that wedding.
Okay.
It's gonna be hard.
Oh. Okay, thank you so much, Fred,
The pleasure was
for
mine.
being
Thank you
with
so much
us.
for the invitation.
It's been a pleasure, and I hope to keep on having fun with you. Like 10 years from now, we have another interview.
Okay, I hope so. Actually,
and see which stuff you sort of have discovered or whatever.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I hope I have done some great things by 10 years by now, while keeping this natural behavior, this natural way of being.
Yeah,
I hope
exactly.
so. Because I have to be serious 5 days a week, but I still can be myself during the rest of the day.
Not the whole 5 days, just part of the
No, just
days.
5 minutes every day.
Yeah, that's it.
When I have to say good morning to everyone. That's it.
Great.
That's pretty much it.
Thank you so much, Fred.
Thank you.
And thank you to everyone who's been watching. And next week we have another interview. And I'm not going to reveal who it is, but this person was our student way over 10 years ago. Okay, long time ago. Because Lindaschool is, after all, going to be 33 years old now in October.
God damn, that's old. That's old.
Well, it's not really. I mean, if you look at a person's age, 33 is, like sort of pretty cool.
Okay,
but for a school, it's already,
good job keeping the building running and stuff.
Yeah.
Super.
All working. Right. So thank you very much to everyone, and to you, especially Fred. Thank you.
Thanks.
And see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.